it's a bang play. That call was, throughout the years been called so dramatically that refs have kind of slowed up on that call to wrap, especially in the fourth quarter last couple of times. So it's understandable they're not calling it. We would like to get that call, but we had watching the film. We had so many other opportunities, and that's what it is with a young team. It's difficult for them to seize the opportunities when it's because they've never been there and the game's going a little bit faster. So hopefully, this game, obviously an important game, elimination game for us, that we can start seizing some of these opportunities.
Speaking of being in a way, do you feel like you guys are also fighting for not only the 76ers, but fighting for respect as people?
Yeah, you try to do that for yourself individually. You try to set the tone for refs of how you want to be guarded, of how your play is, and sometimes different refs to take the game of how they want it to be. But yeah, you're definitely fighting for a sense of respect for your team, your teammates, and the organization when you go out there, and that's playing hard, playing together, playing the right way.
You saw the video of Kenny yelling at you and saying, "We need you,"
Yeah.
when he was pulling you away. Have you talked about it with him at all? Have you reflected on how much they did need you and what impact it might have had on the game?
I think no, we have not talked for one, just because I think he did send me a text basically, just of stuff that that he liked that I did and certain things, and for our team. That was more for me. I've always, if you look at my career, my flagrant fouls and technicals, which is you can count on one or two hands that I had my 12 years. Usually 99% of them are for other players, and a lot of it had been in times when I've been in Phoenix, where when you're getting beat by 20 or 30, losing 50 or 60 games, where it's a respect value, where a lot of people tend to be disrespectful towards your team when you're going to win the game. When this factor was more, it was a history built up for this one, and so for one, it's putting him on notice. Now, it's his second flagrant foul. You can only have 4 in the playoffs. It's putting our teammates on notice that, hey, I'm willing to stick up for certain stuff that I feel like if a player is being inappropriate or doing stuff to take advantage of us. And then for me, it's just the character of I am as a person. Good teammate, good person you want to have in your locker room. Stand up for me, being a veteran, stand up for young guys. I've been on 3 or 4 young teams now in my career. And so it's kind of who I am and who I'll be throughout my career. So, if anything, after getting my fine and that little push, I should have done more. People keep saying that. It's crazy. Kiki, I even talked to Kiki and I got my fine. It's understandable. I heard he said because of my history. I got three flagrants in 12 years. So that's my history. I wonder how we're going to have an NBA Finals if a push gives you that. But another day, another story for that.
My memory, didn't you have one with Booker? Didn't you have one like you were sticking up for Booker?
I had one for Booker,
Enes?
for Ennis. That was more social media. That wasn't more on the court. I've had one, I think in Utah for Marquise Chris, one against the Wizards with Tyler Ulis, and some of those was different because sometimes as a player you can have frustration when you're having losing seasons, and sometimes when you feel like guys are being a little more chippy, and guys were talking in the media more about us at that time, being we were trying to lose for those 2 or 3 seasons. This was different. This is a history of a flagrant foul in the game, I think one it was, or game 2, and this is another flagrant foul that's being happened, him laughing in the media. If the ref calls it, they give him a flagrant 2 in the first one, or even call a flagrant 1 right away, then I don't have to do anything. So I put it in the ref hand, I put it in the league hand, and if they don't, then I'll take it from there.
And how would you describe what's developing between you and Ben Simmons, the back and forth, the conversation, comments?
It's good. It's good play basketball. My comments were directed as basically me being a coach or analyst directing of how we're going to guard someone. How we're trying to guard him is put him in the half court.
Right.
The difference is I'm a player that just voices my opinion more directly and more, obviously not really caring about what their feelings are about. My feelings is when I said he was average in the half court, when you want to put him in because he's elite, all-star level in the full court.
Right.
He's someone that can give you a lot of different stuff in the half court. He tells you, he comes right at you. He comes over that left shoulder hook with the right hand 95% of the time. So you know that, and then he gets a lot of offensive rebounds. With me, I'm a 12-year guy. I'm not going to give you those points. So, I've guarded Kobe in the playoffs, Brandon Roy, Dirk Nowitzki. Those guys, you have to play further out. So it's not being disrespectful. Now, he might have took it because they heard the word average.
Yeah.
So once he gets going, and he had such a good game, a lot of those good games, I'm not on him.
And when you left the game, I think he had 6 points and 3 turnovers, and it seemed like you were getting the best of him. Did you feel like you had taken him out of his game?
For sure. I mean, not even out of the game. I just felt that, at that time, I think he only had 6 points. But sometimes his value is not scoring.
Right.
Now, when he gives you 30 and 25, then most likely they're going to win the game. His value is the rebounding and assists. And so what I try to tell people is once we slow him up, there's no need to help. And that's where he gets you, is because he gets into the paint and he finds these shooters. And that's where what I've tried to tell my teammates is you can't overhelp. You have to be there, because he'd rather, like LeBron and some of these other guys, rather get their teammates involved. Make him, if he's scoring 30 points, we can't give him the 8 assists, 9 rebounds, especially offensive rebounds.
The intensity and fire that you were playing with in Game 4, how much of that was showing your young teammates the competitive edge in your playoff basketball, and how much of that was just you personally, given all the trash talk and everything going on in the series? Like, no, I need to pull myself.
I would say 70-30, because for one, I was starting. For two, the intensity you had to play with. I knew that Ed Davis was out. I knew I was going to play big minutes that game. So it was intensity if I felt wanted to tie the series up, a good opportunity at home, one to win one for the crowd, to get back there. Because once you win 2-2, anything can happen. So, and then the fiery one was more so taking on the challenge. It's for, I can say whatever I want in the media, but once it happens, once you get on the court, it's between your team versus their team. What are the adjustments? And some of the adjustments are letting him, when I help off him, me one-on-one with him an advantage. And sometimes he's going to score those. I know he's going to have that, but I'm not going to have him scoreless. But we'd rather give him those than Jimmy Butler, these wide open pull-ups, Joel Embiid, one-on-one the post-up. So we have to pick our poison, and it's been tough for us. And I thought we did a great job Game 1, and I thought for the most part up to that third quarter we did a good job in Game 4.
When free agency, what John did with the officials, and we see that the owners tweet and showing you guys support, does that make this place more attractive? Do players see that?
Players see it. Players see it. Players are not going to, in any organization, not just this one, players want to play for a stable organization with an owner, general manager, and coach are all aboard. And usually those are winning organizations, because that's why they're doing a good job. They want to see a style of play, which is up and down, which is 90% of the league now, which is not only us. They want to see young talent, which this team has young talent. And then obviously financially. Most people want to get paid, they just want to play basketball. And me being from California, I've always wanted to live in New York. Living in New York has probably been my best experience. I just living in the city. So it's bright for the future for Brooklyn, but right now the present's bright. We're right here. We were talking about the Brooklyn Nets playing Philadelphia, Game 5, going to a hostile environment. And for us, what's not a better learning experience to be able to try to come away and get a win?
No.
When you made that three,
Yes.
it kind of mimicked the gesture that
Yes.
Simmons had made.
Yes.
So what does that say about the emotion that you're bringing to this situation and the emotion that you bring to Game 5?
What it was saying is basically, I'm ready. I'm here to play. What it's saying that for me to Game 5, I hope I take everything over. And sometimes it's more battles between one-on-one, and sometimes it's me talking to teammates of putting everyone in the right place defensively, offensively. Sometimes it's just take the eyes off other people, put the eyes on myself when it comes to this. And so when it came to, it's not me versus Ben Simmons, because if it's me versus Ben Simmons, they're probably going to win 90% of the time. It's the Brooklyn Nets versus Philadelphia 76ers, and what we have to do is keep. It's a chess match, and we started off well, and we've now faded a little bit. So now it's time to get back up and to be able to steal one, possibly get your second one to steal in Philly, and to get back to Brooklyn. That'd be a great way. I told these guys 4 years ago when I was in Milwaukee, we did it versus the Bulls. We won at Chicago and went back. So young teams have done it before.